great to be down here at Harbour Town today. Chemist Warehouse have come on board. They're a premier partner of the club now and also a naming rights sponsor for the Crow Show, which is exciting for the club.
Exciting for the club that Brad Crouch might be finally playing a game of footy. Can you reveal if he will or not?
Yeah, well hopefully. He's been training really well lately. Had a minor hiccup a few weeks ago, but he's had a good break from that. Like I said, he's been doing a bit more work on the track to make sure his fitness is up to the level. But hopefully we can see him put his name up against the Gold Coast.
Is he excited, or how's he been dealing with it? Obviously, it's been worse for him than everyone else who has to watch on from the sidelines.
Yeah, no, he's been great. It's not only Crouchy, but blokes like Otto as well who've had to deal with injury, and they set a really high standard in the rehab group, and there's a lot of guys who could probably throw their name up and press their claim for this week.
It's kind of obvious, but what does he bring to your midfield group, Brad, and how much have you missed that?
Yeah, as a player, we saw him a few years ago and what his strengths were. He's obviously a really strong contested ball player. He's brings a lot of aggression around the pack as well, and he's a natural ball winner. But if Crouchy did get the nod, we'd just expect him to come in and play his role like we would any other player. And that's the biggest thing for him this week or if he can get a look in, is to come in and just play his role for the team.
Are you all set to play team as well?
Yeah, I am. I'm really excited as well. So had the break a couple of weeks ago against Freo, and I'm really looking forward to set a good platform this week, ready to go for round one against Big Goldie.
I've seen quite a few players emerge already during the pre-season. Looks pretty hard to pick a first 22 from outside the club. Have you got an idea who's in your best team at the moment?
It does, and I'm sure a lot of clubs say it, but I'm glad I'm not a coach. We've got a lot of blokes who've had really strong pre-seasons, and a lot of blokes who have really been seeking that opportunity the last few years that probably haven't got the look in they wanted. So you could probably throw a blanket over 5 or 6 guys who are going to press their claim, and hopefully they can get one more chance against the Gold Coast to try and grab that round one spot.
Have you got more confidence in the club's depth if you do cop a few injuries during the year, that you've got a bigger pool to dip into if you need to?
Absolutely. You saw in the back end of last year in the SANFL, we started to play some really good team footy, and that depth is definitely growing, and all things going well, we've got a pretty small rehab group at the moment, so that means that you're going to have a lot more guys pressing for selection. So it's definitely exciting, and as all clubs are, we feel we're in a really good spot for round one, and we're looking forward to getting things right against the Gold Coast.
And you're ready to shoulder the ruck responsibility. You've done it for the past 3 seasons pretty much anyway, but all set to go for 90-95% again this
year? Yeah, definitely. I've had another really strong pre-season this year, and I reckon that really, I feel that really sets me up for the year to play those high minutes, and it will be different with the cap, but I don't think it'll affect me or the key forwards too much. I think you'll probably find they'll just play another extra runner. So depending which way they go, we got Riley O'Brien who's ready to go. Luke Loudon's had a strong pre-season. We've seen a little bit of Harry Deer as well, who could put his name up and fill that extra spot. So but definitely looking forward to it.
Just on Riley, is he ready to step up as the promoted rookie if he got that opportunity, and fill in for you if you needed a week or 2 off?
Yeah, I think he could. For a not, we would have been 18-year-old, 19-year-old last year to come in and play, 20 SANFL games, and his numbers are right up there, with the best SANFL ruckman in the league, and he played high minutes, and for a guy to come in and do that first year was really impressive. So, as a lot of guys have, he's had a strong pre-season. You saw him against Freo. He definitely held his own against some pretty good players in Griffin and Hanath. So, I feel he could come in and do the job, no doubt.
From the outside looking in, it looks like Pikey couldn't have asked for much more with the 2 performances so far. What else can you add on Friday night in the last hit out before round one?
I think to just to really settle the team down. I think it's back to 90 rotations this week, and obviously the amount of guys you can use is going to shorten up as well. So I think you'll see a Crows outfit that's really close to our round one team, and guys will probably play the roles that Pikey wants them to play for the start of the year. So it's really important that we go out there and with one eye on round one, but to make sure we put a really good strong showing in, and to steal Pikey's line from a few weeks ago. If there's a scoreboard, we like to win.
Sam, have you got any thoughts on the talk about third man up in the ruck rule, and whether you think it's needed, or do you have any issues with the way that some teams are combating traditional ruckman in the game?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. If we're playing Fremantle, I probably would like the rule to be in, but if we're playing someone else, maybe not. But Yeah, no, it's always a tough one. I think I'm a real traditionalist, and that's a part of the game, and it gives midfield coaches, I guess, another weapon that they can use. We've seen it to great effect with some teams, and some teams don't like to use it. So, I'll probably, being a traditionalist, I wouldn't mind seeing it just stay the same and just let the rules settle for a while.
You mentioned having an eye on round one. Is it hard as a player not to sort of look beyond this week and sort of almost keep something in the bank?
Yeah, it is. I guess it is a challenge. Every player individually, is probably at different stages. We got a lot of guys who are looking to play, so they're four eyes on the Gold Coast, ready to try and grab that spot. Where a few of the senior guys might be looking just to get a bit more game time under the belt. But once the siren goes and the ball's bounced, everyone's flat out trying to win it. So. That's a great thing with footy. Yeah, it's a really instinctive game, so you don't have a lot of time to think about anything other than the next contest.
Just generally, shorter pre-season than you had last year. Do you feel ready for round one? It's just around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm into my 10th year now, so I think I've got a really strong pace personally. Can't speak for the other guys, but we've done obviously a stack of work, and the thing it has probably been officially a shorter pre-season, but. Our group's at a really mature level now, and they've worked really hard and done the work over, the break and also the Christmas break. So we put a lot of trust in our systems that, guys are ready to go, and which hopefully you'll see us Gold Coast this week and flow into the season.
And just from a team perspective, all the systems, all the stuff that Pikey wants you to do, you feel well prepared for that as well?
Yeah, definitely. Pikey came in and he's a real, system guy. He's obviously come from the Eagles where they had a lot of injuries and they were able to cover him. And he's come in same sort of thing. Is personnel's irrelevant to Pikey. Whoever's playing the role the best, he'll pick. So that's how we'll go this year. And I've got no doubt whoever plays will be able to get the job done.